What's going on, guys? Real quick, if you want coaching with me, just go in the description box down below or head to masculineenergy.net//coaching. masculineenergy.net/coaching. That will get you coaching with me. Some people don't know where to look, so they email me all the time. So it's a lot easier for me just to make a real quick intro video telling you where to go. Thanks. All right, so we're going to talk about letting go of expectations, but this video will be titled something else. I'm going to come up with a different title. But basically, everyone going through a really nasty breakup is experiencing the same thing. They have certain expectations, consciously and subconsciously, placed on the ex. So sometimes they end up, placing these expectations not really meaning to. So sometimes, for example, students will ask me, when can I expect her to reach out to me? When can I expect things to work out? And if you automatically do that already, you're placing extra energy where it doesn't really need to be. Where it needs to be is on you. And because the focus is so heavily on someone else, it is obviously outside of yourself. And when somebody says they don't want to be around you, the same thing needs to be like your default position. I made a video a long time ago called your default position. And your default position should be refocus, recalibrate, re-energize, whatever, right? You need to go back into you and stop focusing on them. But again, everyone is saying the same thing. So I'm going to tell you why you need to do that and how it works energetically. So let me tell you, this is from the Hawkins, Letting Go by David Hawkins. And it's page 274, and it talks about letting go of expectations. So I want you guys to pick up this book. It's yellow, and read it. It is awesome. It starts with this. When we put pressure on other people in order to get what we want, they automatically resist because we are trying to pressure them. What are you guys doing when she breaks up with you? You're trying to influence them to come back to you to soothe your pain. Of course, it's caused by them, but it is a relationship you both mutually agreed to have. And if somebody wants out, of course you're going to hurt, but you're trying to get them to come to you. You're trying to do that. And the point is, you should be working on what would attract them to come back to you in the first place. And that same thing is actually going to help you attract other people. And most of you guys say the same thing. I'm not looking for anybody else. I'm not looking for any other girls. I'm not looking to jump into a relationship. Exactly. That's exactly what you were like when you first met that girl or your ex-girlfriend. That's exactly how you were acting. And now, because you're thirsty for the relationship back, you're thirsty for their energy, they're going to go, nah. Continuing on, the harder we push, the harder they resist. It is so true. When you're trying to get somebody to do something that you want them to do and they don't want to do it, they will say, fuck off. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get her to come back to you. Trying to get, or him for ladies watching, trying to, and they're going to resist you. That the energy behind that is going to be of just pure resistance anyways. And again, think back to when you guys first met. You didn't pressure anyone to be with you. You guys just hung out and it was fine. It's difficult to go back there mentally when you have that emotional pain because that emotional pain's in your gut and it's hurting, right? So it's causing you to think certain things. Oh, she's with somebody else. She's getting fucked by this guy. She's doing this. She's doing that. Or for the ladies watching, he's doing this. He's with this girl. He's doing that. And as hard as it is, and you're going to have those thoughts regardless. What you have to do is understand how to let them go. You have to understand the process behind that, how to go from A to B and say, I don't need this person anymore. They don't want me. And so you have to embrace the pain, accept the pain, because at first, the pain's up till 11. It hurts like hell. But when you fully embrace it and let it in, what'll happen is it'll, week by week, it'll come down, okay? Slowly. Now, what makes it go back up is when you choose to continue to put your energy into expectations. When are they going to come back? Blah, 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 blah. So you guys have to mentally go, you know what? This relationship's never going to work out again. She's never coming back. Do that and accept it, because that is when they always call you. I don't even want to tell you that because you guys are going to be like, oh, if I pretend to do it, she'll come back. That's not how it works. Whenever I have fully said, fuck this, I'm out. Don't even message me. Don't talk to me. I don't want anything to do with you, right? When I felt like that and embodied it, and I did start seeing other girls, but I fully meant getting over her. I fully meant it. I wanted it. I wanted to let go. That's when they all called. They all came around a couple months later. One was several months later. Hey, what are you doing? I was like, fuck you, basically, right? Basically, that's what I said, because I eventually, because I set my intention. See, what you guys aren't understanding is the power of intention. Intention is when you go from calm to tension, right? But you're setting a goal, you're setting an intention. When my intention immediately was, I need to get over this girl, I need to let her go, I need to do this, that was my intention. What you guys are doing wrong and why it takes you so long to get over a relationship is you don't have any intentions. You're just sitting there letting the world be the world, not understanding you can influence how the world around you. So you have no intention at all. It is when you use your anger or your hate. Sometimes you hate your girl for hurting you, right? You start hitting the gym, and then you're setting an intention. You're setting an intention, and you use that energy to move forward and to feel better about yourself. So let me break this down even further. If you guys want to get jacked, right, you fellas, you want to get ripped as fuck. You hit the gym. Your intention is to get big, strong, healthy, attractive, and then because you get those things, you become more confident. See, confidence doesn't always come from being ripped and jacked. I'm not even ripped and jacked, and I'm a confident guy. I can do business very well. I'm confident there too. Been talking to girls since I was 15 years old. So I'm confident and competent there. See, and when you deal with a breakup, but you have an abundance mentality, you understand, okay, it hurts, but it's not the end of the world. So my intention has always been the same every time. So you have to use that to your advantage. What is your intention? What are you trying to do? Because when you have an intention, that is when you can really move things forward in terms of what you attract around you. Again, you want to get jacked and ripped. You got to eat well. You got to lift the weights. Just lift every single day, and then your intention will come true. So if you want to get over her, just say, I don't need her. I don't need her. You keep saying that over and over. You're going to eventually start letting go. It just doesn't happen when you want it to. And that's when resistance comes in, which is also in this book, and you can learn how to deal with the resistance, okay? Even though out of fear they may actually concede to our demands, there is not an inner acceptance, and later on we will lose what we have gained, right? That's why they don't come back to you out of pity. They'll just leave you. Or when a girl does come back to you and you immediately accept her, has she learned from any of the mistakes that she made during the relationship too? Have you learned about yourself? So here's what happens. Guys are always like, hey, I want her back. And I said, okay, great. Have you learned from the mistakes that you've made that got you here? Many guys are suffering from complacency issues, insecurity issues, confidence issues. Let's work on those. But have you done the work? Because if you have, then she'll have something, and other women too, will be looking at you going, man, that guy's a catch. Change needs to happen, right? So this resistance is in all of us. We can be aware of it as it operates unconsciously. And we evade the awareness by making excuses and plausible explanations. As mentioned earlier in an earlier chapter in this book, Winning Through Intimidation, Robert Singer called it the boy-girl theory. Boy meets girl. As soon as she realizes he wants her, she becomes hard to get. So then if boy decides to withdraw, she now wants him, and he in return acts aloof. When we refer to this phenomenon to explain sales resistance, one way around is to take the view that our responsibility is to make an effort but not try to determine the result. Just show up. Just show up. That's what I've been telling you guys when you guys are dealing with your exes and you guys first hang out and do all that shit. Just show up. Another way is to surrender the feelings we have about what we want from the other person and let go of the pressures we're putting on them in the form of expectation and desire. Letting them be them. Many of you come to me and you guys are explaining the relationship, right? And this is a very high percentage of you will go, she's like this, and I wish she was like this, and this could have been better. And I'm like, okay, you don't love her. You're in love with the idea of who she is and who you can think you can turn her into, but not actually who she is. And many of you will also go, oh, like you completely ignore how that person's living their life when they meet you. And we unconsciously think that we can make them change their minds. Instead of just acting like, hey, I'm here, and if you want to be around me, cool. If you don't, cool, too. We think that many people get into a relationship trying to change the person we're with. As soon as I realized I was doing that, and I started loving the person for actually who they fucking were, right? Of course, there's certain things that people can work on, like being less lazy, exercising, whatever the case is. That is when you have to look at yourself and go, did I make a bad choice by dating this person because they have so many red flags, in my opinion? Do they have so many red flags? Should I, have ignored all those? Or are they a good enough person? Do they tick like 15 of 20 boxes, right? Or not even 15, sorry. 18 of 20 boxes, and there's 2 things missing and they could be worked on. That's what you guys should be doing. But what you guys are doing is you're dating the first people who are interested in you, and they're hot. So many guys are like, oh man, she was so fucking hot though. Was she easy to be with? I'm not saying I want you guys to date ugly girls. I hate the fact that our society is built this way, where I'm like, you say one thing, but you're like, but I want to make sure that you guys understand that I don't want you to date ugly girls. Like, you know what I mean? I want to be able to make a point. We want to get back to society when we can make a point without somebody assuming that I mean the opposite. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't want you to date ugly girls. I want you guys to date pretty women, but I'm telling you that a girl that is a 7 or an 8, that is easy to deal with, that likes you, that really likes you, she wants you to be happy, she's down for you, she doesn't fucking care about other guys and what they say and think about her, right? That is way better than dating a girl who's a fucking 10. I'd take the first thing any day of the week. They then have the psychic space to become agreeable or even initiate the desired result on their own, the result we had wished for in the first place. So basically, let them go and they will come back around, but you truly have to let go. You want them to come back, right? Make sure that you give them absolutely zero resistance in letting go. They're going to let go of you, and that's scary and it hurts. But this is time for you to go into character development mode. Who do you want to become? Who do you want to be? What do you want to be like? Do you want to be a total G, a total badass? Is that what you guys want? That's what you guys should want. But many of you have so little drive, and you guys need to rediscover that shit, guys. Seriously. It'll make you a total badass. That's just a part of this book, guys. Like, this is such important work to do, and your relationships will work out 20 times better if you understand the idea behind making relationships work. So I'm gonna end this video here. It's 13 minutes long. So if you guys want coaching or anything like that, it'll be down below. And if you have any questions, hit me up in the description box. No, comment section. If you want anything from me, it's in the description box.